Hey, what's up, guys? JJ here. Hope you're all having a great day. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about acid. Yes, LSD, Lucy, whatever you want to call it. This is one of my favorite substances. Truly, I've had some of the best experiences of my life on this drug, and I'm gonna be talking about like what it's like. Obviously this is going to come from my experience with it, but I'm going to try and like lean away from this being like a story time and more just trying to give y'all a detailed description of what LSD was like from my perspective. So I've done this drug a handful of times. I don't know, maybe over 20 to 30 times now, and have had many different experiences on it. It seems like every trip is never the same. But I mean, the fun, like the foundation of the drug is the same. You know, the visuals, the body, the body high, and the mental side of things. Like there's like this like fundamental side of it that's the same, but it's like it's always different. I don't know how to explain that. And honestly, a lot of this is not going to make sense. I found before that I tried LSD, all the videos and stuff I watched on it, none of the shit that people were saying made any sense to me. Until I actually tried it, and it's because people are trying to explain something that you can't really explain unless you experience it. That being said, I'm not saying anyone should go out and try it, but I'm going to do my best to try and explain what I experienced with it. So the first time I took it was my freshman year of college. I believe that was in 2015, maybe I took it in 2016. And, you know, up to that point, I said I was never going to do it. I was just going to stick to weed and alcohol. But the friends I were hanging out with at the time, they made it sound like it was something wonderful. I mean, they made it sound amazing. And then I started doing research on it, and I was like, yeah, this shit honestly sounds fucking great. So my first time, I took 2 tabs, and then later on that night, I took a third, which I don't think actually did anything to the trip. But I think acid has a weird tolerance thing where like if you like the amount you take, if you want to get higher, you have to like double that amount or some shit like that. I don't know the science behind it, but it doesn't matter. So I took these 2 tabs, and about 45 minutes to an hour later, the initial onset effects start taking place, and that just kind of, I mean, it didn't really feel like much. It's just kind of like I just noticed that something was different. Like there was a lightness inside my body, inside my head, and just something started to seem really different. You know, something seemed odd, like it wasn't normal anymore. Maybe there was like a slight tint or a color change on everything, but nothing too crazy. And then, you know, maybe like 15, 20, 30 minutes goes by, and then like the effects really start to kick in. It's like as the minutes progress, it's like the body sensation is like I become more and more light. Like I almost want to compare it to like an opiate like feeling, but not like a warm hug like that opiate gives you. More like it's just like really an overwhelming feeling, and it can be uncomfortable at times, at least for me. I think a lot of people actually really like the body high from LSD. I always found it to be a little overwhelming, but you just feel really light. And then the visual effects. So it's really cool, honestly. This is my favorite part of the drug, because it starts off with just like a color change, you know, a slight tint, and then you start noticing, or I started noticing, that everything I looked at kind of had like a look, like it was breathing, like it was alive almost, like an in and out sensation, like where you breathe in and out, you know. And then like I started noticing like patterns on everything, like slight patterns. And it's cool because these visual effects that you get on the come up, they just like speed up and get more and more and more and more intense. And like the entire time I'm just like, holy, like my mind just keeps getting blown because I'm like, there's no way there's more. And then like 10 minutes goes by and I'm just like tripping harder than I was. I mean, it's super cool, dude. The visuals are like, I mean, I'll do my best to try and describe in detail what I was really seeing, but I mean, there's really no way to describe it. You just have to see that shit for yourself. It's beautiful. But then so there's 3 parts of LSD. There's the mental high, or the mental fuck, sorry, the body high, and the visuals. And the mental fuck is, it's kind of hard to explain. It's like you step outside. It's like I stepped outside of myself, and like my ego kind of fades away, and I start really asking myself like who I am and what is going on. It seems like the entire time on LSD, the question I ask myself is what the fuck is going on, and not like I'm confused as to my current situation, just in general, what the fuck is going on with life and in this universe, and why do I have hands? Why do I care about going to school? I mean, you just really start asking yourself like intense questions, like trying to figure yourself out, and it's really intense. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I've had trips where it was very unpleasant, and I had a lot of anxiety, and almost like was having like panic attacks in my head because it was just too intense. And then I've had other trips where it was just like, it was like I was so content with what was going on, like everything was just perfect and beautiful. Like I had one trip where I stayed up all night playing Call of Duty with my friends, tripping sack, and I was doing really well in Call of Duty, which was surprising because everything was, sorry if you can hear that, it's my cat. Hopefully you can't hear that, but yeah, I stayed up all night playing Call of Duty, and it was just like, it was so simple, but it was so fun and so perfect, and I was so content and like didn't feel like I needed anything else, or I didn't have any anxiety. Like it was really weird. And I had other trips where I just was having like full-blown panic attacks in my head. But it seems like it's this is hard to explain, but it seems like those 3 parts of LSD, the mind, the body, and the visuals, it's like they all like flow with each other in a really weird way. Like it seems like with what you're seeing visually affects what you're thinking mentally and feeling like physically. Like it's really, really weird. And like acid has a strange flow to it. And then, you know, when I was peaking, the visual effects, it's like the entire world like morphs into itself and transforms into different things, and the colors are always changing, and I'm seeing colors that I didn't even know existed, and I'm like, you're smelling things that you didn't know existed, and everything just has crazy patterns on it. Like if I looked at somebody's eyebrows, like 1 second they're purple, and then they're orange, and then they're longer horizontally, and then they're longer vertically, and then they're short, and then they're like sliding down their face. It's like nothing ever stays the same. Like everything has a similar flow to it, but it's like this, you could look at one object and it won't be the same thing. Like it's fucking crazy. And then like, so you could focus on one really small point on the wall. Like you could focus on a light switch, and then that light switch might turn into a circle, or the light switch might slide down the wall, or something different, and then like you could just like focus on that. But even in your peripherals, it's like everything is still freaking out and moving and breathing, and there's patterns. Like you can still notice the chaos in your peripherals, but then you can take a step back and like you can look at the world like you can like take like a bigger picture. Like you can use all of your eyesight to look, and it's like that's when the real shit hits you. Like because one time we went to this lake, we got this B&B, and there was like a mountain off in the distance, and another island with some houses on it, and we were just standing on this balcony looking over there, and it was unlike anything I had ever seen in my life. Like it was like the island looked like it was turning into like a sinkhole, and then like morphing in and out, and then becoming a bigger mountain, and like I can't really explain it. It's just something you have to see. It's quite frankly, it's beautiful. And it honestly makes you ask yourself, like, is this really drugs, or is this like actually happening like in the background, like in another like realm or dimension or reality that I just can't see with my sober eyes, I guess. Because like you're like, obviously you're literally seeing that happening. Like you're actually there watching this shit happen. So it's just like, it's weird, dude. It's really weird. But yeah, that's kind of been my experience with it. I hope this gave you guys a better understanding of what LSD is like. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop one down below. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Bye.